Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back for another tournament replay from SPL. This time we have my boy FlamingVictini, who is part of the Wi-Fi Wolfpack, versus Malekith, who is part of the Evergrande Bigs, if I'm not mistaken. I shouldn't be mistaken because we've only played for 2 weeks and this happened in week 2. We're actually in week 3 right now. But this is DPP OU. For those of you that don't know what DPP OU is, basically it's a wonderful land where there's no fairies, no megas, no Pokemon who have base 109,000 attack. And you can actually switch into attacks in this generation. It's insane. And there's no team preview. Pretty sure I already said that. So yeah, it's pretty much the Pokemon paradise for for me. Nah, I love DPP OU, which is why I wanted to narrate this match. I felt that it was a really good match, and also, if you aren't a fan of me pausing it during high-level replays, you might as well just click X right now, because I am going to be pausing it to explain certain moves, especially because this is a tournament match, so a lot of the stuff is important. So anyway, Tina leads off with a Flygon. Malekith is going to lead off with his Tyranitar. Now, Tyranitar could be a bunch of things as a lead. It could be Focus Sash, it could be Shuka Berry, it could even be Dragon Dance, it could be Choice Scarf with Ice Beam, though I don't think Choice Scarf Ice Beam is that common anymore since Sandville was recently banned, so you don't really need that to hit Gliscor as much, though it still does hit Gliscor and Dragonite and Flygon either way. It could also be Choice Ban. Either way, FlamingVictini's best play is to go for U-turn right here, which is exactly what he is going to do, as Malekith doesn't want to stick around just in case he EQs. Flygon could also be a Choice Banded lead, though FlamingVictini's is Scarf. So U-turns out, as Malekith is going to reveal Aerodactyl, as FlamingVictini is going to go out to Jirachi. FlamingVictini is not really too worried about this, since it's more than likely that he'll want to switch out his Aerodactyl, so he is going to get his Stealth Rock as Heatran's going to come out. I just want to note that Aerodactyl, especially if it's mid-game, can be a few things. It could be Life Orb, Roost, Taunt. That's the most common with Stone Edge and Earthquake, which can 1v1 Skarmory if it does hit all its Stone Edges. It's also a good stall breaker, or it could be like a Saw, Whirlwind, rock sliding type of thing, stall Aerodactyl, though it doesn't look like Malekith's team would be that way just because we haven't seen a Skarmory, we haven't seen really any hazards, even though all 3 of those mons can learn Stealth Rock. We haven't really seen any spikes, and typically that type of Aerodactyl loves to abuse spikes. So Malekith ended up bringing out his Heatran. FlamingVictini is going to bring out his Suicune. This is the best switch, even if Malekith is just going to go for Stealth Rock. And he's actually going to set up a Calm Mind just to see how Malekith wants to react to this. Looking at it, the first 3 we've already seen all lose to Suicune, and he is a defensive Chesto Resto Suicune. So he goes for Calm Mind, as Malekith is going to reveal the Abomasnow. Now, Abomasnow in this generation, again, I'm trying to explain everything and why FlamingVictini made the plays that he made. I know I've paused it like 10 times and we're already on turn 4, but get used to it. Anyway, so Abomasnow is leftovers. Abomasnow in this generation is typically Leech Seed, Protect, Blizzard, Seed Bomb, maybe Wood Hammer. So that's the type of set that Abomasnow tends to run, especially on these types of teams, as Abomasnow seems to be his Suicune check as well as his Starmie check / counter. And it's kind of a counter just because there's no Scald in this generation. Abomasnow runs special defensive, so he can eat up any hit from Starmie. And there's also no Psyshock as well as Suicune. So FlamingVictini already revealed that he has a Jirachi, so chances are really high that Malekith is going to go for the Leech Seed right here. So FlamingVictini decides to make a really aggressive play and reveal the Breloom, bringing it in on the Leech Seed. There was no way that Malekith was going for Blizzard right there, so it was a really good play that worked out for him, as in this generation you can put to sleep Grass type, so he's just going to go right for the Spore, as Malekith is going to let his Abomasnow be fodder. Now, even though he could fire off a Focus Punch right here, and as we can see, he does not have any good answers to Breloom. FlamingVictini is actually going to make the better play and pull back into his T-Tar. And the reason he makes that play is because, one, he doesn't have sub on this Breloom. He's Mach Punch, Seed Bomb, Focus Punch, from what I remember. He showed me the team. I think, yeah, that was a set. Okay, and 2, the Abomasnow already burnt the initial turn of sleep, the first automatic turn of sleep that it has before it can start waking up. So basically that turn that you catch the sleep right here, he burnt it. So Abomasnow does have a chance to wake up right here, even if it will be a first turn sleep. So the better play is actually for Victini to go out into his Tyranitar, because chances are when you fight a Breloom, you're going to reveal your fighting / grass immunity. Maybe you'll reveal a Rotom right here. Maybe you'll reveal some type of psychic type. Maybe he'll try and bring out a Starmie on a Focus Punch or something and try and deal with it. So he doubles out into his Tyranitar as Malekith reveals that his Breloom counter is indeed a Heatran. So it looks like Malekith actually doesn't have a good Breloom answer, and that's something that Victini is going to take advantage of later on, as we do see. But this is a choice banded Tyranitar, so he's going to go right for Stone Edge. It'll do a hell of a lot to everything on his team right now, as Malekith is going to reveal his Rock Resist, which is a Bronzong. But based on this damage and the fact that we don't see any leftovers, we can tell that this isn't an offensive Bronzong. So Tini's actually going to go for the second Stone Edge, which was a good play because chances are that this Bronzong was going to go for a Trick Room. That way it can start abusing its Gyro Ball as well as Earthquake and stuff like that, and maybe go for Explosion. Explosion was pretty powerful back in this generation, but he does miss the Stone Edge as Bronzong is going to set up that Trick Room. However, he does have a physically defensive, sort of offensive. I know that didn't make a lot of sense, but he is defensive, offensive Suicune. He has some bulk as well as speed, so he's going to bring that thing out as he is going to go right for Rest right now. Rest is definitely his best play because if the Bronzong actually crit that Earthquake, Sandstorm would have knocked him out. So he's able to rest back up to full while getting the Chesto Berry and burning another turn of Trick Room, as Malekith is going to bring out his Abomasnow, which is a good play. Relatively safe, gets to burn some turns of sleep. Tini's actually going to go out into a Tyranitar right now because if the Abomasnow does not wake up, one, it can't beat Tyranitar unless it goes for 2 Seed Bombs, unless it has Wood Hammer, of course, and it's actually going to stay asleep, as Victini is going to go for, FlamingVictini is going to go for the Stone Edge with his Tyranitar, and he is going to miss. Now, another play why Tyranitar was a good play right there is because it did change the weather, so it cancels out the leftovers. But either way, he's going to miss the Stone Edge, as Malekith is going to wake up this turn and go for Protect just to PP stall a bit more. FlamingVictini is actually running really, really low on Stone Edges at this point. So, again, he actually, I think, has 2 or 3 more Stone Edges, so he's going to switch out into his Bronzong because, again, it is his Rock Resist, as Tyranitar is going to go for the Stone Edge one more time and miss. Nothing new, though. It's DPP. You either miss or you crit, as he is going to go right back out into his Suicune right here, as Malekith decides to be a bit more offensive this turn and go right for Gyro Ball, doing more than EQ. So the Suicune is going to go for Hydro Pump and miss, as it is going to go for another Gyro Ball, and that's very unfortunate. However, if he does hit this next Hydro Pump, he will put him in range of Mach Punch from Breloom, so FlamingVictini isn't too worried at this point. But he's going to hit the Hydro Pump on the Abomasnow, does absolutely nothing, which is why Abomasnow is like a counter to Suicune in this generation. As he is going to go out into his Jirachi, as Malekith makes the good play and going right for Leech Seed, knowing that FlamingVictini would not risk going out to Breloom, especially after seeing 5 out of 6 of Malekith's Pokemon cannot deal with that Pokemon at all. So FlamingVictini is actually going to make the double onto T-Tar, expecting him either to hard switch out into his Heatran or go for Protect with his Abomasnow, as he actually decides to fire off a Blizzard. That was a good play on Malekith's part, even though it did miss, unfortunately, just because there was no way FlamingVictini was staying in while he was Leech Seeded when a Bronzong can come out and get some recovery as well as a Heatran for free. So that was a good play on Malekith's part, though it didn't work out because he missed, as the Choice Band Tyranitar is going to come back out, and at this range he can just click Crunch. Even if his own T-Tar comes out, any damage on T-Tar means that Mach Punch from Breloom will be able to knock it out. I say that even though it sounds a little bit weird, because you might be thinking, well, that's 4 times effective, man, and that's a offensive Breloom. It's not actually offensive Breloom. It has a bit of bulk, so it doesn't have the most attack. So he definitely needed a little bit of chip damage on T-Tar in order to knock it out. But Heatran is going to come out as he is locked in the Crunch. Obviously, Steel does not resist. Steel does resist Dark in this generation. It's not how it is in Gen 6 where it's neutral. So the Crunch is still going to do a lot despite the resistance, as he's going to go for Protect right here. That was a good play because after Leftovers, Malekith is in range where if he burns with this next Lava Plume, he will survive the next attack. So that was a really good play on Malekith's part, going for that Protect. Even though it might seem that he's abusing the hacks, he's still giving himself the biggest chance to come out on top. So he does survive due to Leftovers right there, as FlamingVictini is actually going to save his Tyranitar and sack his Suicune. That's another good play, I would say, just because it does change the weather. It still can come in on rocks, and it was pretty obvious that he would go for Protect right there. However, Suicune did go down a rock, so we can give him this free switch into his Breloom, as he can just click Mach Punch at that range of HP. Nothing really wants to come in. He can Spore freely if Bronzong or Abomasnow comes out. Cheetar would either go down or be really close, as the Aerodactyl is going to come out. Now, like I said, Aerodactyl doesn't typically run a fire move or a sky move. A flying move. I'm thinking about Sky Attack because it could be the random Power Herb Sky Attack. It could also be maybe like a weird Life Orb Fire Blast type of variant. So FlamingVictini is going to make the smart play and actually switch out into his Jirachi just to scout, into his Tyranitar, excuse me, just to scout what this Aerodactyl wants to do as he ends up going for Roost. And that's completely fine because now he can bring out his Jirachi, which doesn't seem to have good switch-ins. Looking at Malekith's side of the team, he has a Fire Punch Jirachi, so even Bronzong would be 2-hit KO'd at that range. So he's going to be able to tank the Life of Earthquake. It turns out that he's just the standard Taunt Roost set, or as far as we could see right here, as he is able to knock him out with the Iron Head, as Slowbro is going to be revealed. And at this point, FlamingVictini is just going to go for the Body Slam just to get off damage on him, as Slowbro is going to be able to knock him out with the Surf. Now, he needed that bit of damage just because his next Pokemon, which is a Leftovers Gengar, which is about to come out, can just knock him out with Shadow Ball at that range of HP. And Gengar is looking like it can go ham on his team right now. So, gonna go right for the Shadow Ball as Slowbro is gonna go down. Chances are that Slowbro actually did not have Trick Room. That was probably an HP Electric variant. I believe I have this team somewhere, or PDC has this team somewhere. Or I've seen a team like this somewhere, because I'm pretty sure this Slowbro was like HP Electric, Surf, Slack Off. Slowbro actually doesn't have regen in this generation, so maybe that crit did matter, because if he switched out, he obviously wouldn't get back any health. But Breloom actually did not. Breloom had a chance to not knock out Slowbro at that range. I'm pretty sure it was in Slowbro's favor, especially with his Breloom's investment. So Gengar was definitely the best play just to go for Shadow Ball right there. And if Slowbro ended up switching out anyway, it would put it in range from Seed Bomb from Breloom. So it was a no-risk play, because even if Tyranitar came out, Tyranitar ended up being Choice Scarf and ended up trapping Gengar. The Stealth Rock damage was all he needed to knock it out. So he's able to knock it out with the Shadow Ball, as Tyranitar is going to come out. At this point, there's no point in switching out into Flygon or Breloom, so he's just going to go right for Focus Blast. He does connect. Turns out he's faster, and he's able to knock out the Tyranitar. That was maybe a Choice Banded variant, as that is going to go right down, as Bronzong is going to go down, and his best play is easily going for Shadow Ball, because that does put him in range of Mach Punch from the Breloom, as Bronzong is going to survive and get up Trick Room. Now, FlamingVictini is going to make the good play in sacking his Flygon. The reason that is a good play is because a Bomb Snow cannot knock out this Gengar with Blizzard. Actually, can't knock out any Gengar with Blizzard after hail damage, after Stealth Rock. So it's a good play, because just in case Mach Punch from Breloom does not, for some reason, knock out the Abomasnow, he'll be able to stall out another turn of Trick Room with that Gengar. And because it has revealed Blizzard, Leech Seed, and Protect, chances are it doesn't have Ice Shard. It more than likely has, especially because he has Bronzong and Slowbro to deal with Flygons and just Dragons in general. Chances are that Abomasnow does not have Ice Shard, does have Seed Bomb, so that'd be fine. Even if he went for Protect after there, he could just hit a Shadow Ball, just it's 100% accurate, and knock him out. So sacking Flygon right here was definitely the best play to the Gyro Ball. Gets crit, did not matter at all, especially if this thing is running Macho Brace or something like that, as the Breloom can just come right out, go right for Mach Punch, knock out the Bronzong, and Malekith's last Pokemon is going to be that 35% Abomasnow, and that is definitely going to go down to the Mach Punch at that range. And yeah, it's going to be a good game. So I was really proud of how FlamingVictini played this game. I thought it was played pretty much almost perfectly, if not perfectly, especially with taking into account the misses on Hydro Pumps as well as Stone Edges. He just took advantage of the fact that Malekith did not have a good Breloom answer at all. Played his Breloom well, played it a bit aggressively in the beginning as well, which you can consider playing well because it did work out. Though, a bad play would be if obviously he Blizzarded right there. But there's no way he was going for Blizzard. But yeah, we actually ended up winning versus the Bigs. We got very, very, very lucky throughout the week. However, this was definitely one of the games that we just straight up won. So I was really proud of like I said, I was really proud of FlamingVictini. His narration of it, he does have a channel, will be up on Friday. If you guys want to go ahead and check out his channel, the link will be down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing. I really, really like the DPP OU. This is one of the generations that I'm super passionate about. So I was happy to be able to narrate this game. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. So goodbye. Cue the outro.